Hello, everybody. Welcome to Championship score predictions for round 12 on a very, very busy week. And Sam, it is D-Day because I don't think I've had the lead over you this calendar year. I think you took the lead halfway through last season, never relinquished it, went out like a train this season, but it was 12-5 to me in the midweek round. A very draw-heavy strategy from me worked. I got Oxford 1-1 against Derby bang on. I got Preston 2-2 against Norwich bang on. And Sheffield Wednesday 0-0 against Swansea bang on. You got Millwall Plymouth, the game you were covering, bang on. But that now means I'm 5-4 up for the weekly scores and 73-72 up. The season kind of, you know who the serious contenders are when you get into the autumn. I've shown my hand there, Sam. You've got to be impressed by that, haven't you?
Yeah, I think I've come in like undercooked last few rounds, and I've done it again today. I've not had a great opportunity to pour through the fixtures for this weekend, so
Good.
I'm a little bit reluctant to say that I'm feeling confident. But we shall see. I need to give myself the 5-10 minutes to actually think about things before I just steam in. So yeah, no surprise really that I'm limping currently.
Get involved in the comments, copy and paste all the fixtures from the description. 1 point for a correct outcome, 3 points for a correct scoreline. Bonus point if your scoreline has 5 or more goals. We haven't had one of those for a few weeks. Sam, you're up first, and a game I know you're going to be very well prepped on is Portsmouth versus Sheffield Wednesday.
Oh, I just think low scoring, but I think there'll be a reaction probably from Pompey, especially, given that it's Friday night championship, live on the telly. And they'll have to react to that disappointment at Cardiff. The fans will demand it. We know how good that atmosphere is there. So I think it's a narrow Pompey win, or I think it's a draw. I think I'm going to play safe, mate. I think I'm going to play a very, very, very early 1-1 because I'm just not sure they're going to keep a clean sheet. But yeah, I think there'll be a really good atmosphere down there tomorrow. I can't separate them, despite Sheffield Wednesday, obviously, not looking in great fettle, but they're not losing games, are they? I think West Brom, is it the only... Not West Brom, they beat West Brom, didn't they? I think there's only one defeat in 5. As I said, I haven't started my prep as of yet, but I will take the 1-1.
I'll take the draw as well, mate. I'll take the Desmond. I can't separate them. 1-1 was a scribble for me, actually. That was going to be my prediction. So I'll just add a goal on for each of them and get out of Dodge at the end of the 3-game week. A point for both. Bristol City versus Leeds, Sam. And I'm going to back Leeds for the 9-point week. I think they're looking really nice. And as you kind of pointed out on the Championship Check-In podcast, they're just controlling games. They don't have to rely on individual brilliance anymore. So I'll go both teams to score, and I'll go Leeds to win 2-1. Bristol City 1, Leeds 2.
Yeah, it feels like Leeds have really got power and real confidence at the moment. Bristol City, I always say, a really difficult team to get a read on, but they've had a terrific few days. Absolutely peppered the goal, didn't they, at Stoke, especially, I think, in the period in the first half. They were having copious amounts of attempts, so rightly got something out of the game. Kind of with you here that I think they'll score, but I went for the 1-0 Leeds the other day, didn't I? And somebody came after me on Twitter when they put in those 2 quick fire goals after 7 minutes. He didn't really come after me, but he said, "Oh, there's your prediction gone." And then, in essence, I pretty much called it, didn't I? It was going to be a tight, nervy struggle to get over the line against Watford. So, slight ache on his face. I'll come back to him this week. I will take the 1-0 again, happily.
Sam, it's a repeat of the playoff final from 21-22. Is that the right year? Yeah, Coventry versus Luton.
Oh, I just can't really back Coventry at the moment, I don't think, to win. I think I'm really positive about them and have been for such a long period under Mark Robbins. I really enjoyed watching them play, but I think they're just wrestling to find any consistency. I'm not sure. And listen, it's not always something that has to be there, but I'm not sure they know exactly what they are right now and what Mark Robins knows, what his best 11 is. And again, I'm not saying that's essential, but you need to have a bit of an idea. Players struggling for form. I'll take another draw, I think. I'll take another 2-2 because these games are taking on a hell of a lot of meaning, I think, for Coventry at the moment. So, again, the supporters will probably come out and back them. And I'll see them getting a bit of a reaction here. But, yeah, I think 2-2 for me here.
I want to give someone a shout out on YouTube, Sam, in the poll, who called it El Sakiko. As
All
in,
right.
if one of the managers loses this, they'll show, who is that? JM_karting. I'll steal that for this show, El Sakiko. So I'd better go for a winner for someone. And I hate to say it because we've been behind both these teams' great stories. But if there is going to be a winner, I think it's more likely Luton than Coventry at the moment. So I will take. Do you know what? Let's go for some goals. Nah, it's going to be low scoring, isn't it? I'll change my mind. Coventry 0, Luton 1. And I don't think that'll be met very well at the end of the game by the Cov fans. Watford versus Blackburn. I am up first. Both of these sides are absolutely brilliant at home and not so good away, although Blackburn finally didn't win with that 0-0 against West Brom. So do you know what? I'm going to back Watford, and I'm going to play for a bonus point as well. Watford 3, Blackburn 2, Sam.
Blimey. Yeah, it feels like Watford have got the ability to score goals, I think, especially at home, where they've been amazing. Only taking points opening day on the road, I think, at Millwall, where I think they were quite fortunate. I think Millwall played pretty well on the first day of the season. So similar to Argyle, there's a real contrast between how they're doing it. To contradict myself a little bit, tight, I think low scoring this one.
I've just realised who the Blackburn manager is, and I've predicted him to concede 3 goals, which feels silly.
Yeah, Blackburn aren't creating a bundle. It's probably an understatement. I'll take 1-0 Watford here.
And you are up first, Sam. The Charlie Austin derby is Burnley versus QPR.
A game which QPR won under Gareth Ainsworth, if you remember.
I remember. I think we worked it together, didn't we? Ridiculous, yeah.
Yeah, it was incredible. If memory serves, they had very few attempts, but
touched the ball about 10 times, didn't they?
Yeah. I remember looking at a few the players' touches and what have you. Lightning's not going to strike twice here, or is it? Again, I think QPR will probably be in this. I think it. Well, I hope, and I think it will probably turn. But it's a really difficult game in the aftermath of everything that's going on and the criticism that the team are getting at the moment. I'll go for a home, narrow 2-1 Burnley win.
Yeah, I'll double you up, Sam. I'm going to back Burnley to win 2-0. QPR are in all kinds of problems, aren't they? And I just think going away to a year one parachute team is not the place where they're going to solve those problems. And even though we think Burnley are maximising their impact on games, I just think they're just going to have too much individually for QPR. Derby versus Hull. Curtis Davis derby we'll go for there. Now Derby always win at home, but you just fancy Hull are going to score at least once in this game, aren't they? Maybe it's going to be both teams to score and a Derby win, or maybe it's going to be a high-scoring draw. I've already had one Desmond, Sam. I'm going to play another one. Derby 2, Hull 2. Hull, good going forward, attacking side, but not able to blunt Derby's excellent home form.
Yeah, I don't mind that. But I'm going to go for Derby. I think the home form's been brilliant. A really good week. 2 hard-earned points on the road. I'm going to go for them to cap it with a fine, comfortable home win. I'm not convinced with Hull right now, albeit they, got a good point off
Burnley.
I was going to say Sheffield United. It's all a blur. Xavier Simons, wasn't it, with that deflected goal? 2-0 Derby.
Plymouth versus Preston, Sam. You saw Plymouth last night.
I'm not going to say I found it easy, but I've been quite, I've had clarity so far. this is the first one where I haven't got clarity, because I think this could be
We just always
anything.
back Plymouth to win at home is the normal rule, isn't
I,
it?
I do normally, but I like Preston without the ball. Obviously, they've not been conceding. I think it was 4 clean sheets in 5, was it not? Hadn't conceded at Deepdale since the opening day, so that chemistry between the defensive lads is certainly back. So I think this will be very, very tight. I'm going to play a 0-0.
Interesting.
Odd, very odd.
Yeah, but it's the end of a 3-game week. It's winter, and it's Preston, like you said, who've got good defence. So I don't mind it. I'll take the home win then, Sam. Being as it's Plymouth, I'll go for them to bounce back and get some points for the week. I will go both teams to score as well. Do you know what? Let's go 3-1. Plymouth 3, Preston 1. Sheffield United versus Stoke, Sam. So I think Sheffield United will bounce back. I think they'll get back on home soil, get some good training next day or two, and I think they're going to beat Stoke, and I think they're going to keep a clean sheet as well. Sheffield United 1, Stoke 0.
Feel pretty open to me, Stoke. I'm talking after I've seen, Bristol City have lots of attempts on their goal. So I think it could come together for Sheffield United to completely contradict and go against everything we said on the Championship check-in when we said it's not clicking for Sheffield United. It's going to click here. 3-1 Blades.
That's not a contradiction, Sam. You said it hasn't clicked yet, which would be true. And then if it does click, that would also be true. Anyway.
Here we go.
I've got your back, mate. Sunderland versus Oxford United.
Yeah, I mean, you can't, despite their brilliant start to the season, I can't make a case for Oxford winning at Sunderland. I can make a case for them rallying and playing well, which they've done in pretty much every game this season. Competitive till the end in every fixture. But yeah, I'll go for Sunderland. And that would be the 9-point week, right? So let's go for Sunderland to win and win relatively comfortably, 2-0.
We've also both backed Leeds for the 9-point week as well. I'll give Oxford a goal then, Sam. You're right. They're pretty ruthless going forward, actually, Oxford, and they're always in games. They've been brilliant, haven't they? But Sunderland have been more brilliant, which is why they've already got 25 points and they're top of the table. Sunderland 2, Oxford 1. Swansea v Millwall feels under 1.5 goals, doesn't it, Sam? You've got an advantage here because you saw Millwall last night. I am going to back Swansea, and I'm under 1.5 goals, so it's got to be 1-0. Swans 1, Millwall 0.
Well, let's maybe reserve the Millwall chat for next week if they can get another win here, because that would be a 7-point return from them, and I'm sure they'd probably be up into the top half should they achieve that.
Quickly, they jumped 8 places between kickoff and full time last night.
Yeah, and I am seeing some things I'd like to talk about with Millwall. I've always probably discussed how it's such a tricky place to change the football and to evolve the style. But I'm seeing some differences, absolutely, in Neil Harris's setup from last to this season. Yeah, I'm with you here. Swansea can't score goals, can they? There's a real, I would say, dearth of options really for Luke Williams in that department, and something I'm sure they'll look to solve in the next window or two. I'll go for another 1-1 if that's allowed.
It is, of course. West Brom versus in-form Cardiff, who are also on for a 9-point week. Difficult game, though.
Yeah, and the electric start to the season has subsided somewhat for West Bromwich Albion, so it's probably a game I would have given you 4-2, 5-2 had they been in their early season guys. I'm not sure. This is a tricky one, actually. I'll go for the West Brom win, but I probably don't think it'll be as high scoring as maybe I would have thought a few weeks ago. So 2-1 West Brom.
Do you know what? I might give Cardiff a point here, being they're in such good form. West Brom haven't won in 5, Sam, drawn their last 3. And I think Cardiff have got it in them to make chances and score goals now. So I will take one of your 1-1s and stick it in my column and go West Brom 1, Cardiff 1. We think it's going to be the mouthwatering matchup because it's leading on the poll at the moment. It's Norwich versus Middlesbrough, a playoff final in 2015. And surely we're goals o'clock, goals ahoy, goals in this one, aren't we, Sam? I think have Middlesbrough got quite a good record at Norwich. Norwich fans, let me know in the chat. I've already played a couple of Desmonds. I'm going to back Norwich. We didn't mention on the check-in podcast, Sam, Delia Smith and Michael Wynne-Jones are now no longer the majority owners as well. We'll mention that on the podcast next week. I'm procrastinating. Norwich 3, Middlesbrough 1.
Well, Norwich have got this incredible home record, and I was,
yes, they have
20 or 21 games, isn't it now, since that Blackburn defeat last season? So over a year now, I think, if memory serves. I could be wrong there. So I can't back Middlesbrough. I was going to, and then I just something in my mind told me Norwich are a joke at home. I rate Middlesbrough. Norwich have had those consecutive draws. Difficult. I'll play another 2-2.
Like it. Right, get involved in the comments. Busy week for us, but we've kept up. We've got you all the predictions, so you fulfill your end of the bargain. Copy and paste those fixtures from the description. Get your own predictions in via the comments. Give yourself 1 point for an outcome, 3 for a correct scoreline. Give yourself a bonus point if your scoreline, like my score between Watford and Blackburn, I've gone 3-2, which is ridiculous, never going to happen, but I'll get a bonus point if it does. Happy days. And Sam, you've let me back in. Are you coming back with a vengeance this week, matey?
I hope so. I feel more confident there, although I'm looking at my results now and there's only one away win in there, which is probably, I need to balance it out a little bit more. I still need to start thinking about that a little bit more than I currently am, but I'm more confident. It felt like an easier week, that. Famous last words, but it felt like there was some results I'm quite confident could come in.
There you go. Remember to check out Sam tomorrow night, Pompey versus Sheffield Wednesday, co-coms on Sky Sports. And we will see you back for the Championship Check-In podcast on Monday.